So you want to be attractive to women. My name is Blake, and today I'm going to show you how to go from the guy that's too shy and awkward to speak to women in public to being the guy that's getting looks from every girl and actually being approached by them in public. I was never naturally good with women. I was pretty awkward and shy. As a matter of fact, around 2020, 2021, I just got out of my first relationship and started getting back into the field. And so, man, it was just an awkward experience. I would just get left undelivered, left on read when I would be sliding into the DMs, and it would just be this kind of cringy, just weird stuff that just was not attractive at all. As a matter of fact, one girl that I had gone on a date with, she texted me afterwards that it was like, I was the weirdest person that she's ever met in her life or something like that. I'll see if I can find the text and put it on the screen somewhere, but it was pretty funny. And yeah, at the time it was pretty frustrating, but it motivated me because at the time, I wasn't really on self-improvement. I was really only working out, and I was trying, but not really. There were certain aspects of self-improvement that I was trying, but really not the whole scope, and wasn't really on the path to becoming a high-value man at the time, But that's the kind of things that motivated me to get into it, and that's when I discovered it, was after stuff like that. And once I got into self-improvement, I saw a dramatic change, not only in my character and the way I act around myself, but the way women act around me and their attraction to me. As a matter of fact, instead of texts that I'm the weirdest person they ever met, I get texts like this now. I'll put some up on screen just to show you, but I've made a dramatic change, and now I couldn't be more confident around women. And this brings me to my first point, and this is going to be pretty much one of the most important points for any aspect of self-improvement or anything you want to accomplish in life. And that's going to be your mindset, because your mindset and what you believe you can do is going to determine what you're actually capable of doing. So the first thing I want you to do is just close your eyes, right? And just imagine your 10 out of 10 dream girl. What is she going to look like? What color hair does she have? What kind of personality does she have? Go ahead and picture what she looks like and what kind of girl that you like.
I like big booty Latinas.
So it's probably pretty easy for you to picture your 10 out of 10 girl, what she looks like, what she acts like, everything. What you probably didn't consider is what kind of man that girl is going to want. This is going to be my first point, because a lot of you just want, I want this girl, and why can't she just like me for me? But in reality, you don't even like you for you. So how do you expect your 10 out of 10 dream girl to want you if you're not putting in the work and becoming the kind of man that she would want as well? That's going to be a really important thing, because relationships is only going to work if you guys are both attracted to each other. And I don't really think it's superficial to base it on looks, because looks is the first thing that's going to attract you to someone. So I think that's kind of ridiculous. You might as well maximize your look as much as you possibly can. I feel like if you're a living, breathing human, then you have the capabilities of becoming quite a handsome individual. If I do say so myself, no matter what, you can mold yourself into whatever you want to be. So looks wise and personality wise, it's really important to just, maximize what you can. So visualize your 10 out of 10 dream girl, and then visualize what kind of man she would want, what kind of man she would be with, and then turn yourself into that man. And that's going to bring up a second point, is we want to envision a new self-image. Because if you're not getting the girls that you want, or not getting girls at all, then you don't have the right self-image or the right frame of mind to get girls in the first place. Lately, I've been reading this book, let's see, Psycho-Cybernetics. Now, this book is written by a plastic surgeon who I guess got into psychology after he noticed quite a few different realizations with patients that would undergo these surgeries and then have complete personality changes afterwards, because now they'd kind of believed in something different about themselves. And it's a really interesting book based on self-image and how you can change it and have it work for you. And I really like it a lot. But basically, it's going to help you create a new, better self-image, one that you believe can actually attract women and be good with women and, not be socially awkward, even just with people in general. So I think that would be a really good book for you to check out if you really struggle with this, or if you just don't know where to start, because the mindset is really one of the biggest key factors in all of this, is believing that you can improve. And that goes for self-improvement as a whole. The last thing I want to talk about for mindset is going to be the abundance mindset. So that's going to be just believing that you already get a ton of women, that you are that guy that is really good with girls. You already get enough women. So if you want to approach this beautiful girl that you see out in public, you're not going to be afraid to, because if she rejects you, you already got tons of other women lined up, And this doesn't even have to be true. It's just a mindset thing, just so you don't psych yourself out, See, a lot of people like us that are really into self-improvement, we are very intelligent people, and that just ends up being a negative thing in terms of getting women, because then you start to overthink. You get paralysis by analysis, and you end up not approaching her, or just stuttering over your words and getting really awkward. Meanwhile, these like meathead jocks are just going up and they're just saying whatever's on their mind, just saying something stupid like, "Oh, you get here all right," you know what I mean? So don't overthink it. If you already have that abundance mindset, you're not gonna worry about what's gonna happen, what she's gonna say, if she's gonna reject you or not. You're just gonna be fine with whatever the outcome may be. Let the chips fall where they may, So I'd really just try to work on keeping that abundance mindset. Again, check out Psycho Cybernetics. That's a really good book. So the next thing you want to do in order to attract women is build an aesthetic physique and just improve your overall health. So looks wise, if you don't already have a little bit of a six-pack going, at least a little definition and a little bit of muscle packed onto your frame, then you're going to want to go ahead and do that, because that's what's really going to be attractive. I've never heard a girl say that she wanted an overweight dude that's really chubby, or a skinny ass rail. She's always going to want a more jacked, V-taper, lean, aesthetic, and muscular build, because that's going to signify a lot of good personality traits as well, like discipline, hardworking, and it's also going to be a good indicator that you're going to be a strong father figure for your kids one day. And on top of that, let's just be honest, it's an aesthetic physique is just sexy as fuck for a woman. And it's just really important, and it's just good for your overall health, which is another thing. You don't want to just eat a bunch of shit food, get big and stuff like that, or blast steroids. I mean, steroids is a topic for another day, but personally it's not my thing, especially for longevity reasons. But you want to optimize for testosterone is what I'm trying to say, and especially with your diet, and sleep. But I have videos on that. I'll see if I can link them right there. But so you're going to want to optimize for your testosterone and make sure that's really up there, and getting good foods and stuff like that. And last thing for your looks is just basic looks maxing. If you want a stronger jawline, you're going to need to get lean. And I also recommend is just eating a bunch of harder foods, like carrots, nuts like almonds and shit. That stuff is just going to build your jawline. That stuff is going to build your jawline. And there's also I forgot, there's also some gum that's harder to chew, so it helps build your jawline. And then mewing, just like that, and practicing that is just going to keep it there. All day, you're not going to be thinking about it, you're just going to be doing it, kind of just, "You ladies all right?" You know what I'm saying? So just look up basic looks maxing, and you can do stuff like that. I'm not even going to go over basic hygiene, because I've seen some looks maxing guys and "Oh, all you have to do is brush your teeth." And it's are you subhuman or something like that? Are you subhuman? You should already be doing this stuff. You should already be flossing, brushing your teeth and shit. That's basic hygiene. If you're not doing that, then you got a lot more to work on, but that's okay, because like I said earlier, you can mold yourself into whoever you want to be, and you have potential. So if you're not doing the basic hygiene, do that. and go ahead and start doing the basic looks maxing as well, like mewing, and again eating like hard foods like carrots and stuff like that. But yeah, just go ahead and do stuff like that, and that's going to help maximize your look and make you look as attractive as you can possibly be for any women that you see. Another thing I want to talk about is your lifestyle. So you want to be able to live an adventurous lifestyle, you know, kind of like that James Bond life where she's not always going to know what you're up to. Now, a lot of us self-improvement guys, we just end up doing the same thing every day. We work on our business, we go to the gym, we meditate, we read, and boom, we just do it again, you know. So you want to break out of that a little bit, and it doesn't have to be degenerate, you know. You don't have to do degenerate things like going out to the bar or any clubs or anything like that, but, you know, stuff like that isn't necessarily bad every once in a while, in my opinion, especially when you're starting out, because you need to build those social skills, and you need to be able to be doing fun stuff in order to attract women like that. You know, like, for instance, earlier this year, me and my friends, we wanted to go out of the country, and because none of us have ever really been on a trip like that out of the country, so we organized and we went to Puerto Rico. And though that's not, you know, out of the country per se, it is still completely different lifestyle down there. Might as well be its own country, to be honest, but we had an amazing time, and that shit was crazy. We went on this crazy hike, and we're doing front flips in this like natural spring that was there, natural little water, little pool that was there. And you know, the clubs and bars were crazy, the beaches were crazy. We just ended up having a really good time. Even my friend Kumar, who's usually more of a reserved, stoic, kind of serious person, he let loose, and that man was going crazy in the in the clubs. I'll see if I can find a video. But we were just having a really good time, and it was part of the adventure. So, you know, social media is kind of a big thing nowadays. So when we posted stuff like that, it really was attractive to women because they see that we're going out and doing this adventurous stuff, you know, living life to its fullest and not just stuck in this constant routine, you know, the mundane 9-to-5 rat race. We're doing actual fun things with our lives. And again, there are ways that this doesn't have to be degenerate, but in my opinion, a little bit of degeneracy never hurt anybody, or, you know, it's not really going to be a big deal in the scope of things, especially if it's really kept to a minimum, you know. So I just say, like, just do something adventurous like that. Get your friends, go on a trip, or go out and do something interesting and post on social media and do that stuff, or like talk to the women that are around you in the areas that you go, or whatever you do with your friends, and or talk to people in general. Just build up that social skill, and that's just going to help you attract women, because even if you're just talking to just some random individual, not trying to flirt around and stuff, women are going to see that and see that you're a social guy, you're charismatic, and that you have leadership qualities. And another thing in terms of lifestyle is to just have a little style, you know, and you don't have to be like really big into fashion. You know, back in high school, I was really like, besides the gym, fashion was the only thing I was really trying to improve in terms of self-improvement. And I was dead set on trying to like just build some style. I had this idea that you needed to dress like, I don't know, I was just copying whatever I saw, and it ended up making some really bad outfits. I'll see if I can find some pictures, but it just ended up making some really bad outfits, and it took a while for my style to really develop and improve, because I really like fashion now. But you don't really have to get into it that serious. You can probably get away with just, you know, people like Hamza style. It's really nice. He usually wearing like gym clothes, but sometimes it's more business casual, a little sharper image. I really like to, I'll see if I can find some influencers that I like their style and stuff like that. And that's going to be a big point, is you don't really have to get into fashion. Just go find some people that you like the style of and just copy that. You know, it's not a big thing, but you just want to at least be able to dress a little nice, you know, especially if you're taking a girl on a date. You want to be able to dress nice. Your dream girl is going to want you to look presentable, you know, and fashion is a part of that. So go ahead and find some people that you like their style and copy that. There are some, I'll see if I can find a picture. There are some that I wouldn't recommend. It's a little corny, a little especially if you're a grown man. I wouldn't recommend dressing like some of the stuff that you see on Instagram, but you know, style is personal. So do what you want, do what really speaks to you. You know, it's a personal thing. So whatever your personality dictates, whatever your heart desires. Another thing is, and this kind of could be part of like the being adventurous tie into the same thing, is have a lot of hobbies. You know, especially within the past year, the past couple of years, I built up a crazy amount of hobbies. You know, I picked up guitar, I started singing, and I started a band. That shit is cool, dude. I swear, any girl I talk to that finds out, it's automatically one of a very attractive thing once they find out you play guitar, play some music. So that might not be a bad hobby to get into, but you know, I started music, I started playing chess, I even started learning Spanish. ¿Qué lo que? ¿Cómo estás? You know, so just hobbies like that, and just stuff that you're actually genuinely interested in. Don't just do it just because you want to attract women. It has to be something that you actually want to do. Like music, I've always wanted to do, and I've always wanted to play the music. I like write my own music. Chess, I always thought it would be a fun game to play. Spanish, you know, I want to learn multiple languages, and Spanish was the first one that I wanted to learn because, you know, I just thought it would be cool. And you know, martial arts too. Martial arts it started a hobby, and it just ended up being really fun. Now I take it a lot more serious. Same with the gym. So just like have a bunch of hobbies, because, and another reason that it's a good thing is because when you have a bunch of hobbies, you're not just going to be sitting there stressing over the girl that's not texting you back, right? You're going to be, again, living a more adventurous life, doing things that are actually exciting, and then she's going to be the one waiting for your text back, you know. So I just go out there and just try new things, see what you like, see what you don't like, and stick to it. You know, be adventurous is the key point here. Just be adventurous. Go try new things. The last thing I want to go over is going to be living for your purpose. So you envision your 10 out of 10 dream girl. Well, I promise you, she's not going to want to be your number one priority in life. She's wanting that to be your mission, your life purpose, whatever your deepest desire is in life, you know. So if you haven't already, go ahead and start trying to figure out what your purpose is. You need to know it and start working towards that, because it's going to be layers, right? You know, it's kind of like I don't know, kind of like the layers to an onion, you know. At first it might be women, then it might be the gym, and then it might be self-improvement as a whole, you know, and keep going until you find that deepest purpose. One book I'd recommend for this is The Way of the Superior Man. It is going to be a really good book, as well as Psycho-Cybernetics. And this is just going to teach you, it might help you find your purpose, and, you know, at least start thinking about it, and start thinking about how a high quality man, high value man is going to act, you know. So I would go ahead and check out that book. But yeah, so go ahead and decide what your purpose is, and then start working towards that. Make that your number one priority, and not the girl, because she does not want to be your number one priority. She does not want you texting back every 5 seconds, or texting her every time she doesn't text back in 5 minutes, you know. She wants to know that you're not texting back for hours at a time, because you're working on your mission. Your number one priority is your purpose in life. That's going to be a really attractive quality. And with that being said, you want to be really ambitious. Despite the physique I have, or, you know, my personality, like how charismatic and charming I can be, whatever my style is, or how just generally handsome, guapo, demasiado guapo I am, you know, the most attractive thing that I've had with women is my ambition. And that's what I want to tell you, is to build up your ambition. You know, in the book, The 48 Laws of Power, there's a chapter, I believe it says, ask for the moon and you may receive it, something like that. But that chapter is all about just ambition as well, and just how powerful that can be, because you are capable of a lot more than you think, especially if you're watching videos like this and your self-image is already probably lower than it should be. And when you're an ambitious person, in terms of attracting women, it's a very attractive quality, you know. I'm not exactly like, I'm not rich yet, you know. I don't even have a big channel yet, and those are things I'm working on, but I believe that I can do it, and I believe that I'm going to reach these goals that I have, and they're very high goals, you know. I can't point. Right there, that's a list of short-term and long-term goals that I've had on my wall, so I see it every single day, and I'm always working towards that. And that's really attractive for women, because even though you're not there yet, and you might not be, you know, in the best spot in life, they see that you have the belief that you can take yourself there, that you can take them there, you know. So that's going to be a really attractive quality. So yeah, just build your ambition, and just whatever your biggest dreams are, just go after it. Don't have doubts in yourself that you can't achieve it, whatever it might be, you know. Seriously, like, whatever it might be. If you believe you can go to the NBA, UFC, just do it, dude. Like, just be an ambitious person. Don't second guess yourself or say, oh, this might not be possible. Because yeah, you might not reach your goal, but you'll go a lot further than if you were to doubt yourself. So become more of an ambitious person and really build that, because that's going to be probably the most attractive quality that you can have for women. And last thing I want to really say is, don't worry too much about confidence, because I know if you watch a lot of these videos that are like, oh, how do top 7 ways to attract women, or top 7 personality traits, you know, they're always going to talk about confidence, but I really think that's kind of corny and doesn't really pan out, because confidence is really just comfortability, you know. It's going to be built up over reps, you know. And of course, I'm just going to have to make an analogy for the gym. Talking to women is just like doing a rep in the gym. You know, you need to talk to more women in order to get more comfortable with it. Because whenever you haven't done something before, you're not going to be that good at it at first. You might be like, unless you're like some God-given talent, you might be a little bit, but everybody, no matter how talented they are at it when they start, they get better at it over time after more reps and more experience in the field. So don't worry about being confident. Worry about just going out there and doing it and talking to more women, and just generally just building up your attraction, because it'll take a while, but you know, as long as you're working on it, the time's going to pass anyways. So you might as well just go ahead and start now, and just go ahead and do it. Don't wait for, oh, when I get this attractive or what, blah, blah, blah. Just go ahead and start now, and just, you'll be surprised where it takes you. So that's going to wrap it up for the video. If you want help building the physique that's going to attract your 10 out of 10 dream girl, go ahead and click the link in the description and book a free call with me, where we can discuss my one-on-one coaching package. And remember, be better than you were yesterday.